Are you a wedding photographer looking to expand your horizon and double your income? Today we're exploring how to seamlessly transition to corporate photography. It can be your next lucrative move. But first, let's roll my intro. What's good? If this is your first time on this channel right here, this channel is about getting that bag. My name is Ty. I'm a former Army combat photographer and the owner of one of Dallas's most trusted production companies. And this channel is all about getting your bag. If you want to learn how to remove roaches from the background in your pictures, this ain't it, Chief. This is the place you come when you want to learn the business side of content creation. And today we're talking about transitioning from a wedding photographer to a corporate photographer. But first, I got to tell you that this video is brought to you by us, the guys over at Flash Film Academy, and our new Convert and Capture Kit, which is free. It includes 5 courses and 2 ebooks designed to help you get your first big client. In the military, whenever a combat photographer is stateside, you can be attached to a unit that captures a lot of ceremonies, depending on where you are in the military. So while doing this, which is the corporate side of things, you get a lot of friends who get married, courthouse weddings or big marriages, and they would ask you to capture their event. In the military, I was doing corporate events and wedding events. So when I got out the military, I decided to dabble in both for a minute. There are some serious pros and cons to doing wedding photography and some serious pros and cons to doing corporate photography. The thing that I noticed most was corporate photographies paid a lot more, they were a lot easier, and the clients were way more consistent. So let's start with the similarities. Wedding and corporate event photography have more in common than you think. Both involve capturing events, working with a diverse group of people, and telling a story through your lens. One of the going jokes I used to have when I told my clients, during the event that I used to be a combat photographer, they would often say, "Man, I bet you glad you're a wedding photographer now. It's so much easier." I'm like, no, wedding photography is way harder. Plus, I can't shoot back. They would crack up and laugh, and we would kind of, joke around with that idea. But wedding photography brings a lot more pressure than corporate event photography. Let's talk about the market potential. Let's think about it. Corporate events often have larger budgets and more frequent bookings than weddings. Companies host events year-round, offering a steady stream of opportunity, unlike the seasonal nature of weddings. Plus, I told you this a lot of times in business, it's a whole lot easier to market to clients that you've already done business with than it is to bring on new clients. With wedding photography, you have to do nothing but bring on new clients. Corporate events allow you to book that client and keep that client in your system for years. Most corporate clients that I've booked have multiple events per year that we cover. So that one client can turn into 6 or 7 shoots per year. Next, let's talk about leveraging your existing skills. Your skills in wedding photography, capturing emotions, working under pressure, and creating stunning visuals are highly transferable to the corporate side of things. In fact, some of the best corporate photographers are ex-wedding photographers. Companies love to capture the moment. They love candid shots. They love to capture the feel and vibe of the event. And this is something that wedding photographers usually do well. Next, let's talk about building a new network. While it is a different audience, the principles of networking remain the same. Engaging with corporate clients, unlike engaging with wedding clients that may give you 1 or 2 referrals, engaging with corporate clients can open doors to regular high-paying gigs and a lot of travel. I mean, think about it. If you get one $2,500 gig with a corporate client and they need 5 events captured per year, you can do the math on what that client is paying you per year. Not to mention the referrals or people you meet at those events. I can't tell you how many times I may have been hired to cover a conference, and this conference was full of other business owners, and they hired me simply because I was there. If you're shooting for them, you're good enough to shoot for us. Give me your card, we'll hire you. I mean, often I've been hired on the spot. Up next, let's talk about increasing earning potential. With corporate clients, you often have the opportunity for upselling additional services like promotional videos or headshots, significantly boosting your income. I mean, think about it. This is how I got into the business of photo booths, because they would hire us and then go find somebody else to set up a photo booth. So I just built one myself and added it as a upsell. And if you have a decent amount of upsells, your average ticket price will be more than a high ticket wedding every single time. And let me tell you another thing. When clients have booked with me with a lot of upsells, they wanted headshots, they wanted photo booths, they wanted a highlight video, they wanted testimonials, they wanted about $14,000, $15,000 worth of content. They would book that for every single shoot they had that year. A few things I want to make sure I'm super clear. People who need corporate photographers don't hire wedding photographers. In fact, I remember a client telling me straight up, like, hey, a lot of people apply for this, but they were wedding photographers. We needed a corporate photographer. There are two completely separate things. You can't even have the same landing page. You can't market the same way. And another thing too, when you're working for clients that have corporate events, it's a whole lot easier to find companies that need your services because there's corporate event planners. There's a lot of vendors that cater to corporate events. Plus they happen year round. You can work out a relationship with a hotel and get access to their database of clients that book that hotel for the purpose of events or some type of event center. So it's a lot of ways to get consistent clients when you're doing corporate events as compared to weddings where you can get with a wedding planner. That doesn't mean the couples are going to go with you. That don't mean they may like you or like your style. Usually with corporate event planners, they hand everything over to the corporate event planner and say, just set it up. We'll be there on the 5th. Let's do it. So there's a lot of things that are different in corporate event photography compared to weddings, and you already have the skill set, you already have the gear. You just need to make some changes to go after that market. And in part 2, we're going to talk about just that. So if you're ready to make the switch, stay tuned for part 2 for my Gold Plus members. We're going to discuss the steps to transition smoothly to start doubling your profits. So as always, be inspired, be creative, be profitable.